I'm doing good. I just went shopping, so I'm over here. Lordy, I think this is fine. I just bought this shirt.
Where'd you go shopping?
Shein.
Oh yeah, I saw it on your story.
Where's a filter? I need me a filter hang. I don't even know how you do these filters and
I
stuff.
don't
Use
either.
the cute
It took me
one.
forever to figure out how to invite you because I never do live. So
Oh no, that's doing too much. But how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic.
You
I go
like
on
what you got?
vacation next week.
Oh, where are you going?
I'm just going to Myrtle Beach. Well, I'm going to
That's where
North
I'm
Carolina.
from. That's where I'm from. So
You from Myrtle Beach? Myrtle Beach?
yeah,
Oh.
I was born about 10 minutes away from there, and I lived about 10 minutes from the beach. So
Oh, I know you miss being far from the beach.
yeah, I'm not really. I'm so weird that I don't really like the beach that much. So like my sister loves the beach, so she loved when we lived there. But I don't like sand and But I'm getting better
Uh-huh.
about it. I'm getting better about it. I went to the beach in like March, which it was super cold. But I went to the beach in March and I liked it a lot better. So I think it's just because I was young and I was annoyed by the sand. But I think I'm getting better about it. So
I hope
you're from
so.
North Carolina, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to North Carolina to help celebrate my cousin's birthday, and then we're going to Myrtle Beach. Then we're going back to North Carolina. Then we're going back to Myrtle Beach to celebrate my other cousin's birthday. Where we're gonna turn up for real, for real.
There you go.
So that's exciting.
Yes. Yeah. So I just thank you for coming today. I really appreciate it. I love talking to you all the time. I think out of everybody I've met, like I talk to you the most. So I really appreciate you coming. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and so I just kind of wanted to talk about just like your different experiences on set and stuff. So like if you want to just kind of talk about like I know we were both on Ozark together. That's where we met. But what other projects have you worked on that you can talk about, or anything you want to talk about?
Well, other than that, last year I just did the Medea thing. What was
Mm.
it? The Homecoming. But it was
Mm.
so many of us. It was like 700 of us. So it was definitely not how ours was like very close and intimate. It was not like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
and it was filmed in July and outside. They had us outside, honey.
Mm-mm.
And it's hot degree weather and we wearing all black.
Yeah.
Well, I was. So that's
Mm.
another thing. It's like when you got a lot of people, especially outside in the hot heat, you can at least have some tents or something. We're
Yeah.
over here
Yeah.
sweating.
Well, yeah, they have like tents and stuff for like like the real town or whatever, of course, and they have like their little fans and stuff, and you're sitting out there like, please, about to die.
That did not make any type of sense. It's like you're gonna sweat off your makeup and everything before you get on set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. In the past they did like I've only been a part of one thing that was like really big, and it was thankfully it was inside and it wasn't too hot. But the ones outside, they gave us like umbrellas and stuff at least to keep the sun out. But not everybody does that, and so you're just sitting there, and sometimes they like set up the cameras and everything, and you just sit there and you wait and you wait and you wait, and you get hotter and hotter. And then sometimes they'll be like, "No, you guys go inside while we set up," and that's always nice. But they don't always do that. They don't think about the people that are sitting there sweating.
Child. And I do, what do you call it? We are, some of us are live audience members for a TV show called The Miss Pat Show that's on BET
Mm-hmm.
Plus. And so, hi, Wangeshi and Oscar. Wangeshi, she's in my acting class, and we've done the Miss Pat Show together. So it's like you get to see the behind the scenes of how they make a TV show and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
That's cool.
But before then, it's like you gotta wait to get tested and to register and all that stuff, and it's like boiling hot outside. I'm just like,
Mm.
I mean, they do have a tent for us, but it's like, can we have another little tent while we're waiting to get inside the tent?
Mm.
Because it's just too hot. I don't like hot.
Yeah, yeah, I know. A lot of people don't think about, especially during COVID time, because I've only done extra work during like while they still have the COVID restrictions and stuff. I never did any beforehand. Have you done any? Did you do any before, or just like post COVID?
Well, when I first moved to Atlanta, it was right when COVID was happening, so 2020. February 2020. I did two things. It was a rush call for, I can't even remember, Doom Patrol.
Mm.
It was a carnival scene. So
Uh,
that was exciting. And then I did DMZ with Rosario Dawson and Ava. I don't know how to say her last name. Shane.
Duvernay.
Yeah, Ava DuVernay. So that was exciting too. And then after that, everything shut down.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I only started, post COVID. I was out of school, or I was in school, but I was online. So I was like, hey, I can travel whenever I want. So that's when I started doing it, and like you said about having to wait in line outside. But whenever you have to do these shows, you have to, get your COVID test or whatever, like 2 hours in advance of the taping or whatever beforehand. And you go back to your car once you do it, like at the place, but like you got to think about, there's some people that don't have air conditioning in their car and stuff like that are probably just sitting there for like 3 hours waiting for their results to come back and are like so hot. So like that's not always an option for everybody. So I totally understand that. It sucks. And the waiting, sometimes like they would like fall behind on the testing, and it took me like 3 hours one time to get my result back. It was like the rapid 15-minute one before, like that you're supposed to do really quick before.
Yeah.
And it took 3 hours, and I was like, oh, actually yours was done an hour ago. It just didn't send correctly to your phone. And I was like,
what? Oh,
so I just
child.
wasted gas sitting in my car.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was with Ozark. I thought it was gonna be quick, 15 minutes, and we sitting out here. What little girls I had were sweating now. I was like, I thought it was gonna be quick. It was like how long was it? Like 2 hours?
Yeah, it was like 2 hours, and it was like a very early morning because like the sun wasn't even out yet whenever we got there for Ozark. Something else about that is something I thought was cool. Did you watch Ozark before you were on it, or you just wanted to do it?
Never watched it.
Oh, well, I had like started watching it, and then I saw a call for it, and I was like, oh, cool, a Netflix show, I want to do that. And the cool thing about that was whenever we got to the initial COVID test, because you have to do the COVID test like 2 to 3 days beforehand before you can get on set, on the lot. All the cars from the TV show were there, which were really cool. So if you've seen the show, it was really cool. Like you saw like the main car from the show, which I thought was pretty cool. It's like they have a minivan and it has like stickers on it and stuff. If you've seen the show, you know how cool it is. So like you got to see all of those, like the police cars with the different license plates, and got to see the director's parking spots. And they just had their initials, but I love Robin Wright she's from a lot of different things, Forrest Gump, Princess Bride, stuff like that. But she was the director on one of the episodes, and I got to see her parking spot. And that's something that's super lame. But that was like for that was for the COVID test before we even got to set. And then, yeah, it took forever. It was so early in the morning. The sun was not out yet, and I was just sitting in my car trying not to fall asleep because I'm like, if I fall asleep, I know I'm not going to wake up, and they're going to leave without me because, those buses sometimes, I'm always afraid I'm going to miss the bus to set, so.
Oh, yes. I kept seeing people get out their car to get on the shuttle, and I'm just like, dang, where is mine? Like, I'm like, I just want to make sure I ain't get left behind. I was like asking other people, I was like, have y'all gotten the text yet?
Yeah.
How did y'all get here? Because it's like you said, it said 15 minutes, but it was like 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't used to. When did we film this? Was it July?
It was over a year ago because it was before July, because the last thing I filmed last year was on Father's Day. It was like May or something like that.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. So that was my first time being on set where you have to deal with the testing and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was like April or May, I think. I think so. Yeah. But yeah, I got there pretty early too, because there was I was only on the second row of cars because they had to get people to coordinate the rows because there was going to be so many people that day. And I was super early, and mine took forever. I was one of the first people there, and it took forever.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but then we met in line. We met when we were getting in line on the bus, actually. Whenever we were all lined up to finally get on the bus after everybody's results had come in, and you were standing there, and I had my car right there where we were in line. I was like, "Do you want to put your stuff on my car because it looked heavy?" Remember?
Oh, see,
yeah.
Since it was so long ago, I barely remember that day. Period. That's why I was like, "What am I gonna say on this live?" Because I barely remember that day.
No, yeah, we'll remind each other.
That brought back a memory. I remember.
There you go. I was gonna say because we met before we even got there.
Oh
Hey, hey,
yeah.
Johnny. Okay, Nick. So that crafty food was amazing. That's something I know that we were both going to talk about because we both got a big bag. Like we got big bags. Or no, we actually had a box. We got a box. So everybody was like, "Oh, they were just taking little bitty things with them," and we were like, "This food is free. We're just gonna take it." So we both grabbed a box and filled it of like every option they had because we're okay. The scene that we shot took like 10-20 minutes to shoot, and we waited for like 11 hours. So we were like, we don't know when we're going to eat again. The way they had the crafty set up, we were in an actual jail. So if you wanted to go get crafty, you had to be escorted every single time because there were actual actual inmates in the jail. So like you couldn't just go and walk to crafty if you wanted to. So we were like, this may be the only time we get to go. Let's just go ahead and get it all now so we don't have to go back. So we loaded up on crafty.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Y'all know me. Whoever in there knows me knows I love free food, so I definitely was grabbing everything. Then we went back up. They were like, because they had the good stuff, right? It wasn't like Oreos. It was like name brand snacks, and you can grab whatever. And when we went back up, I think nobody had been down there, and it was like, oh my gosh, where did y'all get that from?
yeah, and not funny, but the thing is, where the like not the food crafty, but just like the snacks to grab the snacks was right next to where the inmates I think were preparing lunch. So like they were fenced in preparing lunch right next to where our craft services was.
I
So like
think
I
I
looked over while I was
remember.
grabbing some snacks, and they were like sitting there watching us like behind the fence. It was like it was so sad, but also it was a very interesting experience to actually be in a real jail. So.
Lordy. One guest she's asked, how early do you recommend getting there from the time you're told to be there?
Do you want? You can take that first if you want.
Ooh, I know you probably early, but like they say, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late, is what they say. I don't even know. I would probably say like 30 minutes. I don't know. At least 15 minutes, I would say. I would try to get there at least 15 minutes, maybe 30.
Yeah, I leave a little earlier because like I live in Alabama. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, or 20 minutes south of Birmingham. I travel for all of these. I get like an Airbnb the night before the night of. So like I'm in Georgia. I'm not like traveling from Alabama straight to there. I've done that once. It was terrible. But I'm usually staying at like a Airbnb or something about like 20 or 30 minutes away. So I always try to leave early because you never know how traffic is going to be in Atlanta. So I'm always scared about that. So I leave. I get there probably like 45 minutes to an hour early. And like I said, I'm very paranoid about missing the bus, which is like that's like a nightmare I have is like missing the bus and then I'm just screwed. Also like mess with the COVID test stuff. And one time I got there like super early. I can't remember what project it was for. But I got to where they said it was like a big shopping center and there was no signs anywhere for anything. And I got there like an hour early and it took me 30 minutes to find it. And it was like around the building and some other.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. See, I haven't had to be on a set for real for so long. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I forgot you do want to get there. Yeah, that's why I say at least 30 minutes or so. So it gives you a little bit of time to figure out, exactly where you need to
Mm-hmm.
go and stuff.
Yeah, it was like this abandoned shopping center, and like the directions took me to the front of the building, and like I see like regular people and like the few shops that are left open, and I'm like, and I kept like looking and looking and looking, and it was like it had such a big area behind it that they were set up behind it, but there was like no signs. Anyways, it was terrible. I was so afraid I was gonna like miss everything and be late. Because they're like, make sure you get here at least 30 minutes early, and then I was like 15 minutes early, and I was like, oh god, everything turned out fine. Um, but yeah, so I recommend like 45 minutes to an hour. That's just for me because I'm fine waiting in my car. I have a phone. I can listen to an audiobook or something.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather be early than be stuck in a bind.
Hello, right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I did not know this was in a real jail cell, I think, until I actually saw like the prisoners. Because driving up to it, it just looked like a regular building. Like I thought we were just on set somewhere. Like, I don't know, it didn't even register. Because all the police cars that was there, I thought that was like the set, like
Mm.
the show. Because I think, wasn't there like a police car or something like that on
Yeah,
the
they had
other
a
line?
station like outside and inside too. Cause like, yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, are we going to an actual like jail? And then I think they gave us like whenever we did our COVID test and they sent us on our way, they gave us like a sheet with directions or whatever to get to. They gave us like a sheet of where we were going to be going or whatever. And I was like, is like it said like something about a jail. I was like, oh my god. And then we pull up and like they have like guards with guns like positioned at the gate to let our bus in to let us
Oh,
go in and get parked and everything. And I was like, damn, this is a real one. I actually have pictures of me taking a picture. I took a picture of the guard on the way in, and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't know it either. And yeah, they had cops on the inside and the outside and like everywhere because like obviously you're gonna have a set and people walking around like wandering around because we wander around because we're curious. So they like had to keep security tight because like across the hall from us were actual inmates in their cell block. So
yes.
like
I'm
we would
like,
pass by and they would like be at the window like looking at us because they don't. I mean, I
they
don't
were
blame
looking dead at us. I'm like, I know they jealous.
them. Well, I mean, you got to think because I used to volunteer for a juvenile detention center. They are so bored all the time. They have nothing. Like if you had that and that's what you had for your entertainment, of course I'd be looking at it too. So
I
yeah.
were too.
Mhm.
I was like, I mean, that's the closest I'll ever get to being in jail was being in an actual jail only on set.
Mhm.
I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe. I was like, oh my gosh. 'Cause I think one was like doing laundry and stuff like that. We
Mhm.
had to get escorted on the elevator, and then another officer would be meeting us up at the top.
Mhm.
Mm-mm-mm. That
Yeah,
was
and
interesting.
yeah, and our, extras holding is usually just like a room off to the side that you just sitting there. Our extras holding was an empty jail cell with like actual cells, and
Mhm.
it had actual cells. The tables like they play chess on and stuff like, and it was interesting because from what I could tell, like all the cell blocks looked identical to each other. So like when I was watching the show, whenever the characters were in the cell block, I'm like, that looks exactly like where we were. Like it's the exact same, like because it had that big set of windows in the back
Oh
with
yeah,
like that's like their yard or whatever. They don't really go outside, but that's like their yard, and like the character in the show was like sitting in one of those. So I thought it was really cool to kind of see. Um, were there any actual inmates used to your knowledge? No, I don't think that. No, I
I
don't think they would
doubt
do that.
it was actual.
They may have used like footage from the outside looking in or something, but I don't even think they have like an outside yard that I remember seeing. Like their outside yards are like a concrete thing out like
It was a
connected to their
basketball
cell
court out
block.
there.
Hmm.
It was
There was.
a basketball court, and because some of
Okay.
the the acting inmates were out there playing basketball, and it looked like they were real inmates playing
Oh
basketball.
yeah, that's true. I
But it
completely
was
forgot.
something.
I forgot about that. Yeah, their little concrete area that's connected to their cell block. It's not really outside, but they have like windows surrounding it. They did have a basketball court and a basketball in there, so the extras who were dressed up like inmates were actually out there playing basketball. That's good. I completely forgot about that part.
Mm-hmm. There's one little part I do remember. So, well, I just want to talk about how we got there because, like you had said before, we got there at what our call time was like 5 o'clock in the morning. We get there and we're just chilling the whole entire time, all the way up to like what time did they actually need us? Was it like 4 or 5 p.m.?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
So the whole 11 hours we were just doing nothing but eating, sleeping, and chit chatting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easiest money.
That's true. I was about to say it does get like it makes you so tired that like you're not doing anything. You're just sitting around. But I was so freaking tired, and I actually took a nap in one of the cells because they had the pads
Oh,
in there. They still left the pads in there, and I was like, I'm tired, and I had forgotten to bring my chair. Like some people bring a chair and they sleep in that, which is smart. And I'm gonna start doing that from now on. But I didn't bring one, and like we were in these stiff chairs at like the little tables that they eat dinner at, and I was like, I don't care. I don't feel shame. They left the doors open, so I like went in the cell and I took a nap in the cell.
yeah, they was
Um,
like, don't close the door because you close it, you can't get out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You
think somebody
can't
could
get
have unlocked
out.
me, but I didn't want to chance it.
Yeah, yeah, because I think I had to go in there to change or something. And I was
Hmm.
like, of course, you couldn't close the door, but I'm like, is this what it's like in the prison? It's so small.
Yeah, and they had like hair and makeup set up there too, with like their little tables and everything for hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had us try on like several different outfits because whenever for those that don't know, whenever you're an extra, like 99% of the time they don't, well, I don't want to say that. Most of the time they don't provide you with a costume. They're just like, here's what we want, you bring it. You know, they have extras, like if you don't have something, they don't like your outfit, they have extra stuff that they can give to you to make you look better. But for most, at least in my experience, most of the time they're like, bring your own stuff, we'll pick something for you. And if you don't have something that we like, we have extra stuff just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I brought like a small duffel bag that had like 4 or 5 different options. Mostly like, you know, like a pair of pants, because like jeans can go with anything, but then like multiple different shirts. So they had us go into the sales and try on the different clothes and pick, you know, like, we like your pants, but we don't like your shirt, so change your shirt. The shoes are okay. Put this jacket on. And Ozark actually has like a very specific way that they do their extras. They're like, they have a color scheme. And if you watch the show, you kind of like, you understand, because they tone the colors way down and they make everything look a lot darker and a lot drearier because of the scene. So like I saw pictures of like, here's what we're looking for, and like it was all blues, greens, and grays, so like kind of toned down. So like, yeah, that's kind of what they were looking for with us. So I brought like mostly green, blues, and grays with me. And yeah, so then they just kind of look at what you wore, look at what you brought, and they dress you up.
That was the first time I ever felt official, because, you know, actually they don't ever do your hair or anything, but that time they actually it just felt nice to sit in the makeup chair, and I'm like, ooh, or in the hair chair or whatever. I'm like, ooh, yes, I feel like a little star, a celebrity. I'm like, I could get used to this, honey.
Yes, it was nice. Yeah, I've never, okay, so I like, you know, whenever you come to set, or they give you a sheet beforehand or an email, and they're like, you know, come to set with your hair clean and tame, or whatever, however they say it. I don't have much hair, so it doesn't really matter. But like, I come to set like on, I was on the First Ladies twice, and the first time I went, I came, like, I made sure my hair was all good, and I got to set, and I was like, yeah, I'm excited. And they like, we were supposed to be like farmers or something, or like, we were supposed to be from like Iowa. Oh yeah, we were supposed to be from Iowa. I don't know. They wanted to make us all look like we were farmers. So like they take like grease and like mess my hair all up, and I like look like a wet rat. Like I look like I look like I do after I look like I do after I like sweat a lot. And I was like, I had my hair all nice and everything. I took a shower right beforehand, and they made my hair look disgusting.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to get my charger real quick.
No, you're good.
I was not prepared because, well, I have a reason. Hold on. Because, I go to work at 2:30 in the morning. So I went to work this morning at 2:30 in the morning. I got off at 1 p.m. Then I went got something to eat. Then I had my voiceover lessons, because I'm trying to get into voice acting at 2:30.
Ooh,
and then I came here, tried on some new clothes that I bought, and then got on here. So now my phone is trying to die.
Somebody said, did you interact with the stars?
Yes, that's my cousin Calvin.
Oh, okay. We only had one main actor. Well, technically two. We only had one main actor in our scene, and like I said, it was so fast because, like, from what the production told us, is our scene. They were like, your scene was supposed to be a lot bigger, but we had some production problems, so we're having to change things around. That's what I heard. That's what I was told. What's his name? I watched the show and I cannot remember his name.
You talking about Jay? You're not talking about the main characters.
No. I know them. The main guy from the drug cartel. I cannot remember his name. Anyways, I love him. He was super funny. From what I saw, he was like dancing around and stuff in his in his inmate outfit, and he literally just walks in and walks to a table. That's it. Like, he didn't say anything, but he was before we went in there, he was like walking around on set, and like he had said some stuff to some people, but I don't really remember anything. And one of the crew members was having a birthday party. They had like set up cupcakes in like a little party area, and that's like where we were waiting. So he like came over and like helped sing happy birthday and did other stuff like that. But I didn't at least like interact with him. So
I forgot I wanted to say something, but I'm gonna wait till after Warnkechi's question, because she said, do they turn away extras if they don't have the right look? Hair not how they want it, clothes not right, etc.
Oh, you want to take that one?
I've only done extra work like 4 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 4 times. That's it.
I've done it 6 times, I think. The right look. Okay, so hair not how they want it. I have had. It's hard because, you know, whenever you're signing up to be an extra, you send in a picture of yourself beforehand. It's supposed to be your haircut now. Some people use old ones, but it's supposed to be like, please send us the haircut you have now, because if you show up to us with a completely different haircut, and this is
Right.
what we're looking for. Because, like, I didn't always have this haircut. I used to have long hair. If I sent them long hair and they're looking for that look and I show up and I have no hair and they're like, this is not what we're looking for. So like that usually takes care of most of it before you get on set, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you go to the hairstylist, you get a different haircut or something. They usually find a way. They can always give you a hat or something. But I have had on the first episode of this series that I'm doing with somebody that I met on the cast of the First Ladies. She said that she has different textured hair, and she said like the hairstylist just did not know how to handle it and did not know how to style it. So that was definitely something that was hard for her. And they did stuff to her hair that messed up her hair. And
Oh, she was black, wasn't she?
no, she's I think half Asian, I think, but like the way, or I can't remember. I think she was half Asian. But the way that her hair was, they were like trying to do this like weird braid thing that like got her hair like not matted, but you know, it like messed up her hair. And she's like, I spent a lot of time beforehand making sure my hair was like the way I usually do it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she ended up redoing it herself because she's like, this is like a matted mess. You're messing up my hair. She just basically said that got frustrated with her hair, or they didn't know what to do with it, so they just did something to like fix. So there's stuff like that happens too, and I've heard that from several of my friends that I've met on sets before.
Yeah, especially that's why I thought she was black, because I hear a lot of I always hear horror stories about a lot of hairstylists don't know how to do black hair. That's why I be wearing a wig, because I'm like, you can mess up this wig, you ain't gonna mess up my real hair, honey.
Yeah. A lot of people I've met, unfortunately, that's their experience. I just don't know. In my opinion, you're not a hairstylist if you don't know how to work with multiple different types of hair. It's ridiculous. But yeah, and you said clothes not right. I mean, sometimes people like, I didn't bring any of my clothes. I shouldn't have to bring clothes. That's some people's mindset. I always bring clothes. Because you want to make sure you have something that fits you. Because I've had, there's been times in the past, you know, where there was a costume or something, and like I told them my sizes ahead of time, and they still didn't have the right size, and it's just very embarrassing. Like if you can't fit in the clothes, like they made a big deal out of it too. It was super embarrassing. But the good thing about being able to bring your own clothes, that hey, you know that it fits you, that it's comfortable for you. You know, like I'm gonna bring this because I know it's comfortable and I can, you know, be in it for a long time. But if clothes are not right, they usually keep extra stuff because they have like a fail-safe plan for everybody. So they usually keep like a wide variety of size clothing. So like if you don't have anything they're looking for, you showed up in something that is not what they told you to, they can give you and be like, here, or they can add like a couple different things to make it look better. So that's my experience.
Right. And fun fact on the extra things, because I did not know that until I tried to be one. Not everybody can be, everybody can be an extra, but not like just because you see a post where they need people and you apply that you're going to get it. That's what I thought. Because I kept applying for extra work when I think it took me like a couple of weeks though. Because I'm like, how do people have this as a full-time job? Because I was applying to different extra roles and I wasn't getting it. I was like, dang, you even got to have a look or whatever just to be an extra?
Mm-hmm.
And then Wangeshi, I don't know if you've done any extra work, but they also take a picture too of your outfit after, like, what do? They send it to somebody to make sure you're good to go.
Yeah, I can't remember what role it is, but yeah, they just like send it for approval, and also to also keep for reference if they have to like go back and refilm something or something. They have like just like this is what everybody was wearing, this is what they looked like in case we have to go back again, or like. I think on one set I was on, they're like, they're like, you guys might have to come back again in the future, and like, this is the outfit you were wearing, just in case you ever have to come back. Thankfully, we did not have to come back and film for it, but they just keep it just to have it.
I wouldn't mind going back. It was a chill day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, also, fun fact again, because I almost didn't even though you couldn't really see us in the actual scene anyway, I almost got cut from going in the actual room with y'all.
Oh yeah. A lot of people they were because that's something I do hate about it, and I've talked to the crew members. They hate it too. Is that like sometimes like they ask that they're like we need this many people, and they usually get more because they know some people probably aren't going to show up or something's going to happen last minute. People aren't going to come, and so they usually get more people than they need. Sometimes they don't have enough, whatever. But yeah, like they have to go through and pick, and I hate it because there's bias in it too. Like they have to go through and pick, like I want you to be here in the scene. I want you to be here in the scene.
Yeah.
It's not right especially for people like you had waited there for 11 hours just like everybody else.
Yes, 11 hours just to not even get paid.
Yeah, and well, you'd get paid. You get paid for the time you were there. You just,
Oh, yeah.
we would get paid the same amount. You just wouldn't be on screen, and that's like a lot of the reason why people do this because hey, I want to see if I can see myself, even though it's like half the time you don't even notice yourself. But it's nice. That's like the whole reason you're there. You want to work. Everybody wants to work while they're there. So yeah, the like background production assistants have to go through and pick who they want in the scene if they have too many people. And it sucks for like people who don't get chosen. It's like I waited here this whole time. I felt like it was wasted.
Yeah, I was about to be mad because I can't remember what happened. How did it start? Did we all go in the actual jail visitation thing and then we got sent out to the hallway and then went back in, or we was like out in that hallway?
We were out in the hallway and they're like, I don't think we're gonna be able to get everybody. And then they were like, literally had to like, they're like, the two production assistants were like, you pick, and they're like, fine, I'll pick you. You two are gonna be, because the thing is, so they had prisoners and then people visiting the prisoners. Right. So they had to like take the people that they had for prisoners and they were going to use all of them and be like, who looks like they could be their family? Who looks like they could be their friend, So they were like, okay, well, this is going to be, it was kind of like role play. They're like, okay, well, this is the dad. So let's find two people that could be the kids. So like me and this other guy, they're like, okay, you're going to be this guy's children. And like, okay, y'all are good. So they were kind of having to set up families while we were doing it. So that's how I remember it. And yeah, they were about to cut you, but then they put you at the table anyways. And they just had like multiple people at the table.
Yay. And then, like you said, it only took like 10 minutes to film.
Yeah, it was so long. I think the reason it took that long is because they had to switch out all of the light bulbs in the ceiling from UV ones to like, I don't know, some other kind. Because if anybody has an experience filming, sometimes when you have those like industrial light bulbs in the top, like you get the lines on your screen and the flashes whenever you're trying to film. So they had to go through and change all the light bulbs in that room. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what took the longest. But yeah, once we got in there, like took 10 minutes, like he literally just walks to a table and sits down and they've got like 5 different angles of it.
Yeah. And then wasn't it with, so the stand-in, wasn't he the stand-in for Jason Bateman or no?
Yes. Yeah, he was.
I was waiting for Jason.
I know. Well, yeah, because I was like, ooh, maybe we'll get to see the main cast. Maybe we'll get to see Jason Bateman, Laura Linney, somebody. And while we were walking to Crafty one time, they were actually filming in the jail. Like, the main actors were filming in the jail. It was just a different thing. If you've seen the show, like, whenever they're going to visit with the guy from the cartel, they're in that other visitation room, like that bigger one. That was another part of the jail. So while we were walking, I actually got to see the monitor where they were filming it. So I got to technically see them on screen, but we never got to meet them. Yeah, there was some. Oh, and the thing about this is, like I said, I watched the show beforehand, and like I sped caught up. So before I was like, I don't want to be spoiled for anything. Like, let me hurry up and catch up. But then again, I was spoiled because I was like, who's in this jail? Because that hadn't happened yet, and I was like, who's in the jail? Who's in the jail? So I was talking, another woman that sat with us at our table and talked to us the whole time. She was a stand-in for another of the main actors. Yes. She was a stand-in for the police officer, the FBI agent,
and
I can't remember any names.
Some woman too.
Yeah, like the pregnant FBI agent. I cannot remember any names right now. Anyway, so she was the stand-in for her. So she was like, I was like, who is in this jail? Like, this hasn't happened in the show yet. What's going on? Because none of season 4 had come out yet. And this was like the last couple episodes of season 4, but the first half of season 4 hadn't come out yet. So I'm like, who's in this jail? What's happening? What's going on? And she's like, you don't know? I'm like, no, I don't know. She's like, oh, well, do you want me to tell you? And like after a while, I'm like, just go ahead and tell me. But then it didn't matter because he was in our scene. But like things like that, you don't think about, like you could get spoiled for, because I talked to several other people who were extras on Stranger Things, and like they were talking to each other, and they were like, "Oh, were you in the funeral scene?" They're like, "Yeah, were you?" And I'm like, "What? Whose funeral?" Because I love that show, and I'm like, "No, don't tell me whose funeral." And they were like, "We don't even know whose funeral it was. It was a new character." And I was like, "Okay, thank God." And I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything about Stranger Things because it just came out, but I know who it was. And I was like,
I don't watch it. So.
oh, "You gotta watch it. It's so good." That was like the whole reason why I got into extra work is because I wanted to be an extra on Stranger Things, and it hasn't happened yet. But there's still one more season, so.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised you haven't yet because they definitely want you to have like the even though you don't really have that 70s, 80s hair thing, but I'm like, because you have to put if you're okay with them cutting your hair,
Yes,
or whatever, dyeing your hair, and I'm just like,
yeah, especially with Stranger Things, like you have to give them full, like basically have to sign over your hair if you have a beard, like you basically have to sign over your body to Stranger Things. Because I've applied like 20 times whenever last season was casting. And yeah, and I've seen a bunch of people on TikTok and stuff who were extras on Stranger Things, and like they're like, I had hair down to my butt, and like they cut it to like here.
oh
Like,
heck no.
and you do get paid extra money if they do that. Like it's like, but it's like
it
35
ain't that
bucks.
much. What, a $25 bump? Hair
It's
bump?
like $35 bump for hair.
Right, for
But
20 inches of hair. No.
I was about to say, but you spent how long growing that hair? Like how many years? Like I don't think it's worth the $35. But I don't have much hair. But yeah, I don't know. There's always hope. Maybe next, whenever they start filming the next season, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, and I would like, Lordy, hold on. I want to go back to that lady who's a stand-in, because now she make me want to be a stand-in, like as a regular job, because I'm tired of my job. I work at Amazon. But I'm like, I think it'll be a cool job because they don't really do anything. Stand-ins don't really do much. But it's hard to find, because they want everybody to be in between a particular height range. And of course, I'm tall, so every time they want a woman, it's like 5'4" to 5'6", and I'm just like, come on.
Or 5'2" or 5'1". I'm like, who are you? Are you finding children?
Right.
Like, what is this?
All the heights I meet are for the men.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm just like, wow. But I would love to have that job because it pays like pretty good too.
Yeah, you get paid like at least twice, if not 3 times as much as an extra. You get to meet the main cast, which is something she talks about. Like, because you're a stand-in, you're like, okay, we don't need the main actors anymore. If anybody doesn't know what a stand-in is literally just like a placeholder. Like, we want to set up the scene, but we don't want to bother the main actors. They can chill in their trailer until they're ready. They want to have everything set up, so all the actors should have to do is walk on set, they film it, and then they're done. So they have people that are stand-ins. They don't have to look like them, but they want the same height and weight around about, so they can place the cameras where they need to and like have everything set up. So yeah, and you get to meet the main cast because you're like in passing, you'll hang out. In another project I worked on, the stand-ins like hung out in the same green room with the main cast, so they just got to like chill out with them. They got the same snacks. They got to talk to each other. But yeah, they get paid really, really well, and you literally just like stand in when they need you to. Sometimes you like practice the scene or like do the lines that the actor or actress would do, but you don't have to actually perform it because it's just practice. So I think it's really cool. But another thing, like with height, is like weight, because all the extras, all the stand-ins, it's like, we want somebody who's like 99 pounds, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like,
somebody's skinny.
Yeah, it's like, we want somebody who's 5'6" and 110 pounds, and I'm like, couldn't be me. I'm like, I need another kind of show that's like, I don't even know. Like, I want to find a show where they want like somebody who's like a little hefty for a stand-in.
Hefty and tall. My goodness. I feel like it was something else I was gonna say, but I didn't forget. Stand in. Oh, yeah, because on the set with Rosario Dawson and Ava DuVernay. Oh, not my brain light trying to go down. Yeah, that was the first time I was on like an actual movie set, and so of course I was like in awe, trying to look at everything, and so like you said, the stand-in, they would just, this whole time we was out there for hours and hours. We was doing it with a stand-in. Whole time the actor over there chilling in the in the nice, I don't know, nice cool air in a little trailer and stuff, eating good. I'm like, where is the actor?
Yeah, it's a lot of things that people don't like consider when they're like, oh, like I want to work on a film set or something. Like, nobody thinks about this kind of stuff. I honestly didn't know about stand-ins until I started doing, and I'm a director and a writer and stuff like that. I didn't know that stand-ins existed until I started doing this stuff, and I'm like, this person gets paid just to like step in, like just to basically be placed wherever, like a little
Right.
game piece. Like, you just place them
That's what
and get
I'm
the camera ready.
saying. Easy
Yeah,
peasy.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And along with that, I didn't know what I did know. Because, like, we filmed the same scene 2 days, 12-hour days. Probably, I haven't actually seen it because it's on HBO. I think it's a TV show. Probably for it to only be like 2 minutes in the show. I'm like, we
Yep.
did all that work, and then you have to do it over and over and over again. So basically, the scene is about all of us is in New York, and we're all trying to escape because they're bombing. They're bombing like the city. So downtown Georgia. So every time I drive past it, I'm like, that's where we filmed that, because they had all the fake, New York license plates and New York signs hanging out. I'm like, child, we in Georgia, but we had to pretend like do that over again, over and over again. All right, y'all, do it again, but pantomime it. Like, no, don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
They had to do that over and over, but then again, like half of the time, even more than half of the time, you're just chilling. Because it was 700 of us, so we had to pretty much stay outside the whole time. So it's like, majority of the time, you're not even actually filming anything. You're just sitting back chilling.
I was supposed to say you wait like 10 hours to film something for like, if you're lucky, film something for an hour, but most of the time it's like less than 30 minutes.
Right.
And the pantomiming thing, I actually got to do a Marvel project a couple months ago.
And well, Black Panther was.
No, God, I wish they
Girl.
I wish they had like calls at the beginning, and it was like, we want technical people for like, I guess it was not when they're in Wakanda, of course, but like it was like if they were in a city and they're like, we need computer types. I'm like, I look nerdy. I wish I could have done Black Panther. But
Michael.
Oh God, I know you want to. I know you have it.
Wear my mask.
But on the Marvel project, we were supposed to be dancing, and they were like, but they said like our footsteps were too loud while we were dancing, so they said we were dancing too loud, even though that's what we were supposed to be doing. So they're like, light your feet up. Oh God, that was the mask you were wearing too, wasn't it? Whenever we met,
It was.
She loves Michael B. Jordan. She has an obsession with Michael B. Jordan.
Sexy. Okay.
Yeah, so, but we were dancing, and they're like, you guys are dancing too loud, stop stomping, and like, basically we had to like light foot our dancing. It's like little stuff like that. Nick said, for both of you, what are some key takeaways from this experience that differs from previous extra work?
I don't know. What are some key takeaways from this experience that differs from? The only thing I would say, it was like the least amount of work. It was like out of 12 hours to only do something for 10 minutes. That's all I can do. That was the easiest money I ever made.
Yeah, that was probably the easiest set I've ever been on, I think, too, because everything else, like, I was outside, I was screaming or something, or dancing for this other project, which I can't talk about yet because it has not come out, and I don't even know if I want to talk about it because it was such a terrible experience and I want to work in the future. But that one, like, we were there for like 17 hours and we worked a lot. It was just so easy. It was super easy. We were there. We sat around. Like, I need to start bringing cards whenever I go to these places. I say that every time, and I forget to bring cards because you just sit there and you have to think about things to talk about. And like your phone dies because you're sitting on your phone the whole time, which I have like a whole pack of stuff that I bring with me now, like chargers and stuff. But yeah, I think it was super easy. I think, the fact that we got to be like on an actual location, not like on a built set, but like in an actual jail.
An actual jail cell or actual prison jail?
It's a jail. I think it was Gwinnett County Jail, or I think it was Gwinnett County Jail. But that was super cool. So I think being on like a practical set is really cool. The crafty was very good. That was really good craft services.
Did we actually eat any real food other than snacks?
No, we did. We had a lot of snacks, but we the thing that we had the box for was from the actual food, because I know I had like a shrimp salad.
I remember now, yeah.
Yeah, they had like, I don't want to say like beef tips or something, but they had like a shrimp salad, beef tips.
Oh yeah, that was nice. We had to take a little van to go get our food.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, because it was so far away and we were like sitting in the van like this with our food. Um but yeah, and lots of little things. I have a picture of the food. I always take a picture of what I eat on set. I take a picture of everything. But I took a picture of some of the food on my phone. So I have a picture somewhere. But I think it was of the shrimp salad, which
I
was
don't
great.
even think I took a picture. I think I only got like 2 pictures while I was there, child.
I mean,
But I
I
remember
don't
that guy.
I don't take pictures on set, obviously, because like I'm always paranoid, which some people do, and you post them after the show comes out. It's not really that big of a deal, except for when I worked on this project with one of the Stranger Things actors, and I love them so much, and I did take pictures, and I will share them as soon as that comes out.
Who?
Um,
Who was it? I'm trying to find.
Maya Hawke, so Robin from Stranger Things, Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter. I'm in love with her. The only reason I did that project is because I love her so much, and I got pictures of her, and she was like right next to me the whole time, and I was like, I love her so much. I love Robin from Stranger Things. I'm obsessed with her, and she's honestly the only reason I did that project. So I think you're buffering a little bit. Oh no, did we lose you? If you're talking, I cannot hear you. We may have lost Destiny. Uh-oh, hang on. Let's see if we can get her back. Let's see if we can get her back. Invite her back. Might have been some internet connectivity problems. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and we'll answer it whenever we get her back in here. Hopefully we can. Yes, she probably is. But yes, I got to work with Robin from Stranger Things. She was amazing. I got pictures of her, but I can't share them yet. Uh-oh, hopefully we can get her back. Send her another invite real quick. What do you bring with you now? Okay. So I like have like a go bag with me at all times. So obviously like a rechargeable battery thing because you're on your phone the whole time because you're just bored. Oh, thank you for this. Thank you. It's a new setup. But yeah, so a rechargeable battery that I can plug my phone into. Uh-oh, it says she's unable to join. Rechargeable battery. I always bring water and stuff with me. You don't really have to because production provides all of the like food and everything you would need, but I like to have my own water bottle because it keeps it cold, and sometimes the water they give you like it's gone hot because it's been outside or something. So I always like to bring a water bottle with me. Hey, you back?
Hold on, I need my filter back.
No problem.
I don't even know which one it was.
No problem. I was answering. I'm gonna finish answering a question that I started answering. So you get your filter. So yeah, water bottle, rechargeable battery. I always bring some chapstick because my lips get chapped really easily. Some like candy or something. Sometimes I bring a book. It just depends because like on that Marvel project I worked on, you had to lock up your phone. You were not allowed to have your phone, so I have no pictures from that set. Obviously for good reason because I don't want you to spoil anything. But like I had to bring a book with me because they did not allow us to have our phones. Yeah. So Destiny, what do you bring with you to be prepared for set?
Definitely snacks and a portable charger.
That's what I said too.
Always. Other than that, nothing.
I just bought a neck fan, so next time I'm on a set, I'm bringing my neck fan because God, that would have helped me so much.
You
yeah.
me. I need to get a charger. Mine.
There you go. Yeah, I was about to say because I bought one at Walmart. It's like $10, and it's got like 3 different speeds. And when I'm working on set here, because I'm a production assistant, director, whatever. We just shot the World Games opening ceremony video a couple months ago, and it was at the very beginning of summer, and it was like 90 something degrees outside. So I had the neck fan on me, and it helped so much. That's definitely something I'm gonna bring. If not, just like a little, fan that you can fan yourself with, because half the time you're hot. A lot of things with this type of work is like they shoot winter scenes in the summer and they shoot summer scenes in the winter. So like you're in a coat, a big
Okay.
heavy coat, a big heavy coat. You like have 3 layers on, and it's in the summer. And then you get to the winter time, and they want you to be in like short shorts and a tank top. And it's like, can we please like switch this around?
Yeah, that's what I was on. It was March, and it was at nighttime. When I filmed Doom Patrol, it was from like 5 p.m. to like 3 in the morning, and it's March, the middle of March, and it gets cold at night. It's like 30, 40 degrees, and we had to dress like it's summertime because we had a carnival, and so they have like these big old tall heating lamps, and they give you like those little heat warmers and stuff. So every time they would say cut, we would all just run over there and try to bundle up. I'm just like, cause they wouldn't be cutting up.
Yeah, I've only worked during the summer because that's just because I graduate in December, but I'm still a college student, so I only go there and work usually during the summer or during COVID because I wasn't in person at school. So I haven't had to work in the winter. But honestly, I'm hot all the time. I would prefer to work in the winter, even if I was freezing my butt off. I'd rather do that than have to be in like, because for the first lady, the first time I did it, it was supposed to be Iowa in the winter or spring. I think it was Iowa in the spring or something. And so we were in like long sleeve shirts and coats and jeans and boots and stuff. And we were in an airport hangar with like 400 people in it, and there was only 2 air conditioners, and everybody was crowding around the air conditioning to try to get the air. But when you have people crowding around the air conditioning, it blocks the air for everybody else in the whole room. So it's like it was humid in there. So I literally just grabbed my backpack and I curled up on the cold because the floor was concrete and it was cold. So I literally just laid on the floor. It was miserable. That was my first time being an extra too.
That sounds tragic.
The filming of it was like fun and stuff because Viola Davis was in it. So I'm like, whew, I don't care what's happening. I'll do this all day. But like beforehand, and we waited for like 10 hours, and the hot airport hangar was terrible. But yeah, I've never done anything in the winter yet.
Ooh.
She said, "Do you work as an extra full time?"
Oh, I missed that.
It might not be showing up for you.
Yeah, since I came in late. I just see where it says I love your shelves and lights and figurines.
Okay, it's 2 after that. Okay, but do you work as an extra full time?
No, because I am a professional actress. Well, trying to be a professional actress. And my acting teachers who, be on TV for real, they say extras are a big no. We can't do it. They want us to do it only a couple of times to get like the feel of being on set and stuff like that and see if that's actually what we want to do, but not to get caught up in it because then they'll just keep calling you to be extra work, and that's all they'll know you as or whatever. And then I heard they say that you can't be on the show for 2 years if you're extra on it.
What?
So I think that's ridiculous. I don't know who all has that actual rule. So like for an example, if Ozark has that rule, if I want to audition for them, I would have to wait like another year.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, yeah, I guess I can see that. I know people like have done Stranger Things, like they've been Stranger Things for like several seasons. So I guess it just depends on who has the rule or not.
The how do you say it?
Familiarity.
Yeah. I'm just saying, ain't nobody gonna recognize me way back there in the corner sipping on a cup of coffee.
I was about to say, there's only been like one project where I'm like, that is definitively me. You can't tell that that's not me, like, because otherwise I'm like, there's me. I'm with this blurry face, and like I know it's me when I tell people, like, oh yeah, I can see it, but like, if I didn't tell them,
I'm like, ain't nobody gonna recognize me. Hire me with some speaking roles, thank you.
I do not work as an extra full time. I just do it whenever I'm not in school or something. When I have the money, because like I said, I have to travel for it, so like. I really don't make any money on these projects. I do it because it's fun and I like it. I'm a director and a writer myself, and I just love being on a set, especially like, I don't say on a more professional set, but like on a bigger scale, because I do a lot of indie stuff here in Alabama, so I like being on set like that. I'm not really interested in acting. I just enjoy it. So like, and I only take projects that I actually care about or that I would want to watch, because like there's projects all the time, but it's like some, like, no offense, there's nothing wrong with this, but like a CW TV show that I could not give less of a crap about. And I'm like, I'm not going to spend my time like paying to stay there, be on set for like something I don't really care about. So I only take projects, like I took Ozark because I liked the show. and it's Netflix. The First Lady had Viola Davis in it. I love Viola Davis.
You see her new movie coming out?
Yes, I just saw the trailer earlier. It looks really good.
I thought it was Black Panther, child. I was like,
I said this is like, I think they're probably what the Dora Milaje was based off of. That's probably like that, because it's based on, that new movie is based on true events, so that's probably what the Dora Milaje were based on. But that does look really good. But I love her. She's one of my favorite actresses, so I took that, and also had Gillian Anderson and Michelle Pfeiffer in it. Love them too. Marvel, obviously, I mean, you can't really see my Marvel stuff, but I love Marvel. So I was like, and who wouldn't want to do that? Like a Marvel, and it's a Disney Plus thing too. So I'm like, Disney Plus and Marvel, I love them both. And then the one was because the actress from Stranger Things was in it, and that was the only reason why I cared about it. But yeah, I only really take projects that I care about or that I would want to be in or want to see. But I'm a director and a writer, and that's what I'm pursuing. And Destiny, I'm planning on moving in like the next year, so I'll be a lot closer to you.
Right, congratulations, Hannah.
Hopefully within the next year.
Yes, it's high. I would like to have my own apartment and everything, but it's just so high.
Yeah, I'm going for like a much cheaper option. I'm going for they're like, I know it's not like the glamorous version, but I'll have no roommate, and I pay about the same as much as if I did have a roommate. So I'm gonna be like, I have like a luxury, not luxury. I have like I'll be getting a like camper, and like they have these campgrounds that you can basically live in for like $600 a month, everything included. That's what I'm gonna be doing. So,
ooh, what do you mean everything's included?
Like electricity, power, water, everything for like.
I'm gonna have to look up. I know what a camper is, but
It's not an RV, but it's like a camper. Anyways, that's what I'm gonna be doing because it's way cheaper. I have no roommate. There's a pool, everything for $600-700 a month.
Ooh, I might have to look into that.
Yeah, and I know like people are like, you want to live in a camper? I'm like, I don't care. I'm one person. It's basically a traveling studio apartment is basically what
all these folks living in vans and stuff on YouTube making a killing and saving a lot of money.
Exactly. I'll be saving a lot of money, and I'll be just outside the city, so that's my plan. So I'll be able to come visit you soon, hopefully. And I'll be coming
in the ghetto, sweetie. Come on, baby.
and I'll be coming. I'm coming in October for Pride, so we'll
yes, I'm trying to get my someone I know too to come in October because I thought it was in June.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I think they do have events in June, but for some reason, Atlanta does it in October, which I'm fine with because it feels so much better. It's so much cooler.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's on a little chilly side, but I've never been to Pride before, and I've always just wanted to try different stuff.
I've been to the one in I've been to the one in Birmingham, like 3 times, and then I was actually in the Capitol Pride in Washington D.C., which was so freaking cool because there's like thousands upon thousands of people. Like I was in the parade for the one in Washington D.C. I got to walk with Gap there, and it was so fun. And like you walk for like 40 minutes, and you don't even realize it because you're having so much fun and dancing the whole time. So we definitely have to go because I think you'd have such a good time.
Absolutely, I'm waiting.
Nick said, are there people you seem to see all the time when doing extra work, like a serial extra worker? Yes.
I can't see any of these comments.
Oh, I'll keep, if something comes up, I'll ask it for you. I don't know why. But he said, are there any people you seem to see all the time when doing extra work? Like people who do work?
Well, I don't, of course, do it all the time, but a lot of the people that I have met on set, they all seem like they all know each other because they always be doing other stuff together. They be like regulars. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I think there hasn't really been a set I've been on where I didn't know somebody from something previously yet. Like the Marvel project, I found one person I met on a previous project. First Lady was some of the same people. Ozark, I don't know if there was anybody on Ozark. But yeah, you see a lot of the same people, even if you don't like directly talk to them. If it's like a big scene, I'm like, oh, I've seen this person before. I've talked to them before. And a lot of people do know each other. They're like, yeah, we worked on Stranger Things together. Or we worked on Black Adam together, whatever. Yeah, but a lot of people, some people do this for their full-time job. Like, I know there's a lot of moms who, like, you know, their kids are in school, their husbands or whatever at work. I know like several women that I met, they're like, yeah, I do this all the time, because if you live in Atlanta and you just want to do something for extra money, not like, I mean, some people do this for a full-time job, but I feel like it's better for somebody who just like, you know, I have extra time, why not? So
Oh
there's
no,
plenty of people that
no.
do that, but not everybody has that availability. But a lot of people do. Some people do it for full time, and some people just do it for fun. So
And some people say they do it for the food, but the food don't be that good. So
it depends. It depends. That's one good thing, because I want to work. I know you've talked about it before too. You want to work on like on set as like a crew member or something. Obviously, you want to do acting as well, but that's one thing I told my mom, because I was like, she doesn't want me to move, and I'm like, you know, one thing that'll save me a bunch of money is that a film set is one of the only jobs in the world where breakfast, lunch, and dinner is provided for you. If you really think about that, like if you work 5 days a week on a film set, like you don't have to buy food during the week, because
oh
they
yeah,
feed the crew and the cast like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, depending on when you get there, but mostly crew is from like the very beginning to the very end. If you're a crew member, you get fed all throughout the day, and you get in like they don't limit the snacks you get. You know that's one of the only jobs
right.
where your meals are fully provided and you get paid. So they don't take it out of
That's
your paycheck.
why. Yes, no,
So
can't
that's why I'm
wait.
like, that'll save me so much money, because I only have to buy food for myself on the weekends.
Right, and I can't really cook either, so that would be perfect.
Me either, unless it's in a microwave. That's the only thing I can do. Okay, I don't think we have any more questions yet, unless somebody wants to bring some more in. So if you wanna talk about anything else, any projects, any oh well, you know, you're an actress too, so why don't you talk about some things that you've been working on lately on that front?
Well, the only thing I've worked on is it's called The House. It's a short film. They're editing it right now, but I can't wait to see it. I just have one line at the end, but she's thinking about making it into a um like an episodic. And so if
Mm,
she do that, then I'm gonna be in it more. But
there
for
you go.
right now, it's just a short film. But I'm excited to see it. I don't know when it's coming out or anything.
You
But
never know with those things. It could be a year, 2 years. You never know. But that's awesome. I'm super excited to see it. Super.
not a year or two. It won't be that long. She's my friend. Like we go to class together and stuff.
Mm,
So I know it won't be that long. Cause she said, cause she has won awards and all that for her other short films and stuff.
mm-hmm.
And she was like, they already is like hitting her up about this one. Like they're ready to like see it and stuff like that. So girl, I might be famous.
There you go. Well, you will be. It just depends on how long it'll take. But I know you will be. I know you have the personality for it. Absolutely. But you never know. Stuff like that. Like I worked on a feature film 4 years ago. Haven't seen a single shot of it. Haven't seen a single shot of it.
You
I worked
said
on
how long ago?
like 4 years ago. I worked on short films 3 years ago. Never saw a thing of it. It just depends. Like I mean,
Oh, see, but
my
see, I know her, so I know that
yeah,
it's
she
gonna
can at least
get
show you.
done.
She can at least show it to you in private. But like a lot of it's so hard. Whenever you have short films, especially because, like I said, I'm a writer director. You know, a lot of festivals will not accept it if you have it released anywhere on YouTube. Some people don't care about it; they just do it anyways, and they figure it out later. But like, I want my stuff to, get awards and stuff. So like, I have actors for stuff that they worked on like a year or two ago, and they're like, "When's it coming out?" And I'm like, "When the last festival is done, that's when it comes out." Because you never know. Because I still have festivals through the middle of next year, so at the bare minimum, it'll be another year before it gets released. So it just depends, but. I'm excited to see it for you. I saw the poster. The poster looked really cool.
Yes, I just can't wait. And this is my first time. Well, yeah, first time being in something with Lime. So yeah,
There you go.
and
It's the
I can
first of
actually,
many.
something I can actually put on my resume now because my resume just got like my study on it, my training.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be editing and putting that up there. I just been slacking. I'm trying to get my life together, Joe.
Oh, I had to do that. I had sat down for like 4 hours the other day and updated my resume. I'm like, it's so much
Four
work, but I think it's
hours.
worth it. Yeah. Well, I have two different ones because I have my writer director resume with like all my stuff on it, and then I have my production resume. Two different things because it's like if I'm trying to be a director, they don't care that I've been a production assistant. If I'm trying to be a production assistant, they're like, we don't care if you're a director. So like I have to have two separate ones for that. So.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we end it off? I don't see any more questions in the bottom.
Not really. I'm just thinking about heating up my dinner.
Okay.
Before
Well,
I
and
go.
you've been busy all day long, so I'm gonna let you go. But I
Mhm.
really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming
Mhm.
on. You know, I love talking to you. So
Yes, this was fun. We definitely. Also, we definitely have to go live again. I don't know what we're talking
yes,
about.
yeah, we can talk about anything you want to talk about. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, thank you to everybody. This is like the first live I've had where people were actually interactive with it, and it's like it's so hard having a live when people are
Wow.
just sitting there and like you're talking and they're watching, but they
Yeah.
don't interact. So thank you guys for all of your questions. Really, really appreciate it. It makes it a lot more fun. And I just really appreciate it. So thank you guys, and we will see you guys later.
Yeah.
Bye.